Hi children, good morning. Welcome to today's social science class. Today we can start a new lesson that is from your geography, second chapter, globe, latitudes and longitudes. So let us start our class. Chapter 2, globe, latitudes and longitudes. In the previous chapter, you have read that our planet Earth is not a sphere. It is slightly flattened at the north and the south poles and bulge in the middle. Can you imagine how it looks? You may look at a globe carefully. Globe is a true model, miniature form of the Earth. The globe is not fixed. It can be rotated the same way as a top spin or a potter's wheel is rotated. On the globe, countries, continents, and oceans are shown in their correct size. It is difficult to describe the location of a point on a sphere like the Earth. Now, the question areas as to how to locate a place on it. We need to certain points of reference and lines to find out the location of places. You will notice that a needle is fixed through the globe in a tilted manner, which is called its axis. Two points on the globe through which the needle passes are two poles, North Pole and South Pole. The globe can be moved around this needle from west to east, just as the Earth moves. But remember, there is a major difference. The real Earth has no such needle. It moves around its axis, which is an imaginary line. Another imaginary line running on the globe divides into two equal parts. This line is known as the equator. The northern half of the earth is known as the northern hemisphere, and the southern half is known as the southern hemisphere. They are both equal halves. Therefore, the equator is an imaginary circular line and is a very important reference point to locate places on the earth. All parallel circles from the equator up to the poles are called parallels of latitudes. Latitudes are measured in degrees. The equator represents the 0 degree latitude. Since the distance from the equator to either of the poles is one-fourth of a circle round the earth, it will measure one-fourth of 360 degrees. Example, 90 degree, thus 90 degrees north latitude makes the north pole and 90 degrees south latitude marks the south pole. As such, all parallels north of the equator are called north latitudes. Similarly, all parallels south of the equator are called south latitudes. The value of each latitude is therefore followed by either the word north or south. Generally, this is indicated by the letter N or S. Important parallels of latitudes. Besides the equator, 0 degree, the north pole, 90 degree north and the south pole, 90 degrees south. There are four important parallels of latitudes. First, Tropic of Cancer, 23 half degree north in the northern hemisphere. Second, Tropic of Capricorn, 23 half degree south in southern hemisphere. Third, Arctic Circle at 66 half degree north of the equator. Antarctic Circle at 66 half degree south of the equator. Heat zones of the earth. The midday sun is exactly overhead at least once a year on all latitudes in between the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn. This area therefore receives the maximum heat and is called the torrid zone. Temperate zone. The midday sun never shines overhead on any latitudes beyond the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn. The angle of the sun's rays goes on decreasing towards the poles. As such, the areas bounded by the Tropic of Cancer and the Arctic Circle is the northern hemisphere, and the Tropic of Capricorn and the Antarctic Circle in the southern hemisphere have moderate temperatures. These are therefore called temperate zone. Frigid zones. Areas lying between the Arctic Circle and the North Pole in the northern hemisphere and the Antarctic Circle and the South Pole in the southern hemisphere are very cold. It is because here the sun does not rise much above the horizon. Therefore, its rays are always slanting and provide less heat. These are therefore called frigid zones. Okay, children, I'm going to wind up today's video. Now you have to read this portion many times and underline important points, then to give unbox. Okay, thank you. Thank you to listening my class.